Chairman Harry Wilson.
Thank you very much indeed. This will be appreciated for a long time in this boathouse. It will be put in a prominent place of display, and we wish your company all the very best.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Mr. Oppenheim wants to know, would it be filled with Irish biscuit before the evening? I don't think so. Now, it gives me, as I say, the greatest of pleasure to introduce to you our Hon Secretary, and he has a lovely presentation to make. Jimmy.
Thank you. Clayton, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it gives me the greatest pleasure to introduce to you this phenomenal man on my starboard side, Mr. Fritz Oppenheim. He's a man that I had the pleasure of meeting last September over in Poole when we went aboard our new lifeboat. He is the man you all know who's responsible mainly for the funding of this new lifeboat. He's done it from his heart in memory of his late wife. We are more than proud to accept this lifeboat into the Arklow station. Equally, I think you've met our family, you met our family at home, but this is my family as well, the family of lifeboat people. Not only are they from Arklow, but they are from around various other stations in Britain and Ireland. It is with the greatest of pleasure that I would like, on everybody's behalf here in Arklow, to present to you this tea set made locally in Arklow pottery, and I hope you will enjoy it and cherish it for memories of us here in Arklow.
I will. Thank you.
I understand we're not to break it.
Jimmy? Thank you.
Locally made?
Made locally,
Just across the road.
in Arklow pottery. And it has a nice Celtic design. Thank you.
Please be upstanding for the national anthem.
Of our local station on this special day in the naming ceremony of our new lifeboat. Especially I welcome Commodore George Cooper, Chief of Operations of the RNLI, and his wife, Mr. Johann Fritz Oppenheimer, our special guest, Mr. Clayton Love, Deputy Chairman of the RNLI. Part of our ceremony today, a special part, is the blessing of our new lifeboat and boathouse. In this regard, I welcome the Very Reverend Father Colin Gallagher, BP, Reverend Canon Noel Young, deputising for our poor chaplain, the Reverend Nigel Sherwood, who is tying a knot of a different type this afternoon, and Reverend Jim Carson. I also wish to extend a welcome to the Committee of Management of the RNLI, to the members of the families of our crew, to the members of many organisations here present, and to representatives of many of the lifeboat stations around our coasts. I also wish to send a particular welcome out to our many friends and supporters locally. Your support through all the years has been most appreciated. Now I would suggest that we send a slight apology to you for the confusion and the chaos caused by the weather. We were hoping for a better send-off to this afternoon, but we thank you very much for braving the elements and turning up to support our ceremony. Now the next pleasure I have is to call on Mr. Colin Williams, Inspector of Lifeboats, to let you know a little about our new boat. Colin Williams.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I'm honoured this afternoon to be able to describe the new lifeboat and its equipment. And I'll tell you now, if it starts to rain, I'll abbreviate my description. The new Arklow lifeboat is the 19th to be built in its class, which has been designed by institution staff to replace the Waveney class and some of the Arran class lifeboats which lie afloat at sheltered moorings. The Trent class lifeboat is constructed of fibre reinforced composite, or FRC, and this combines strength with light weight. The structure is strengthened in areas which are susceptible to load stresses. The hull, deck and superstructure are all of a sandwich construction with foam between two layers of composite. And for safety, the hull is subdivided into 6 watertight compartments. The boat is 14.26 metres in length, has a beam of 4.5 metres, and its draft when stationary is 1.3 metres, which is very shallow. The boat weighs just over 25 tonnes. The lifeboat is capable of self-righting in the event of a capsize in rough seas, and the engines are designed to continue running in such a circumstance. The twin 800 horsepower MAN engines give a maximum speed of 25 knots, which can be sustained for 11 hours Obviously, using lower revs would give a greater endurance, but the boat is capable of covering 250 miles at full speed without refueling and still leaving a reserve of 10% for safety. The fuel capacity is 4,000 litres, and for those of you who think like I do, that's 906 gallons. There's seating for 6 crew and a doctor if required, with suspension on the seats adjustable for their individual weights. The forward survivor cabin has 10 seats available, and all of these seats have full harness seat belts, which are needed in rough conditions, I can tell you. The boat is fitted with satellite navigation equipment, which is interfaced with an electronic chart display, which is displayed on a TV screen. The compass stabilized radar, and the system allows radar targets to be displayed on the electronic chart, or for navigation points to be displayed on the radar. The radar and chart displays are duplicated at the upper steering position to allow the coxswain to refer to them without having to enter the wheelhouse. A VHF direction finder can assist with homing in on a casualty or radio beacon, and the lifeboat has modern VHF and MF radio communication equipment. A large amount of equipment is carried aboard the lifeboat to assist the crew with their duties. These items include an image intensifier, searchlights and illuminating flares for searching at night. There's a backpack containing a comprehensive first aid kit, plus portable oxygen bottles and Entonox pain-killing gas. And these are carried for use with injured persons and can be taken aboard a casualty. We have 2 stretcher positions available within the boat. There's a portable pump carried aboard the lifeboat, which can be transferred to a sinking casualty if necessary. And the lifeboat also has its own fire hoses, which are supplied from the main water pump. There's a small inflatable dinghy, and that's carried for use in shallow areas or below cliffs. And there are 3 life rafts, each capable of holding 6 persons. Rocket line throwing apparatus is available to assist with rescue from an inaccessible position on a lee shore. The Trent-class lifeboat is a well-equipped vessel, capable of operation in the extremes of weather conditions. Its propellers are housed within tunnels protected by bilge keels, and these allow the vessel to take the ground if necessary, perform a rescue on shallow banks, such as those which lie offshore here at Arklow. And this is a feature that the boat's predecessor did not have. The Trent-class lifeboat is indeed a thoroughbred, built of modern materials, but incorporating design features that the RNLI continuously developed since they began operating lifeboats. Already, numerous successful rescues have been carried out in some atrocious weather conditions by Trent-class lifeboats since they were introduced in 1995. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes my description of the lifeboat. Thank you.
Thank you, Colin. I think, friends, you'll agree we have really magnificent boat at our disposal at the present time. It now gives me great pleasure to call on Mr. Oppenheim to say a few words. Mr. Oppenheim.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is with great pleasure that I stand here with you all to hand over this magnificent lifeboat to the Royal Lifeboat Institution. When I decided to fund a lifeboat to name after my dear wife, I was delighted to do so through the Royal National Lifeboat Institution. I give you this lifeboat as an expression of my personal appreciation and thankfulness, and that of the Dutch people, for all the assistance and support that British and Allied people gave to the Netherlands during the Second World War. I therefore hand over this Trent-class lifeboat to the RNLI to help the institution and the volunteer crew to continue to save lives at sea. I thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Oppenheim. It now gives me great pleasure to call on Mr. Clayton Love, to accept the lifeboat and deliver it to the care of our station. Mr. Clayton Love.
Chairman, Reverend gentlemen, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. The institution was founded just a few years before the first lifeboat station in Ireland was established here in Arklow in 1826. 170 years ago, 170 years of service. Since that time,